Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S, episode 10. Which means after this episode, we only have 2 left. And that's sad to think about, that we're almost done with this season. But as I've said in multiple reactions to this season now, KyoAni made one fucking fantastic comeback. Like, with everything that had happened, with the entire arson incident, everybody around the world was supporting them. Rightfully so. And to see them make this huge of a comeback with such a popular show and do so well with it, it's encouraging and awesome that we get to see this kind of a success story after something so horrible. And I hope that this continues. Even if the future shows or movies or whatnot that KyoAni puts out aren't my thing, I want them to succeed. I want people to love on their new stuff. No matter if it's for me or not, I want them to be successful going forward. And this goes for any company, but especially KyoAni with what happened to them. Even if something's not for me, I want to see their success. I want to see people passionate about their work because it matters. These people put so much effort into this, and I want to see that effort returned back to them. So I'm really, really overjoyed at how this season has gone and how the fans have reacted to it and how it just feels like such a big comeback story for KyoAni. It's amazing. But let's talk. So we've gotten a lot of good stuff with Ilulu. Ilulu became really quickly a favorite character. Like, she's amazing and just lovable, and she needs to have her smile protected. We've gotten great stuff with Luqua this season, expanding upon just a lot with her and her relationship with Shota even. But as I've noted last time, this season has done wonders for one dragon in particular, and that would be Alma. Alma, who, as I've stated, is a character I've liked, but has never been my favorite, has never been up there for me. Always overshadowed by the likes of Toru, of Luqua, of Kana. And it's like, I think the only main dragon I've liked less than her is Fafnir. And I still like Fafnir, but, you know, I have my order. But it's like, I always hoped that they would do more with her. And with Fafnir as well, mind you. And we definitely got more with her this season. And some big stuff. Not only just showing more of her, not only just having more episodes that have her in a focused role, but the amount of development she's had in regards to her relationship with Toru is huge. And now they're friends again. After a long time, after they were both in their own world. Their rivalry is probably still going to exist to some point, but they've become friends again. They've acknowledged that they care for each other. Alma acknowledged that she was hurt when Toru just suddenly disappeared and she found out that she was in the human world. She was hurt by that. And Toru apologized for making her feel that broken. This was an important development. And outside of just Ilulu becoming a quick favorite and just being so damn likable and just awesome, the Alma stuff in this season has without question been the highlight. And there's been some amazing stuff this season, like the moment with Kobayashi and Toru. When Toru comes back after getting the medicine for Kobayashi because she was so worried about her. That moment is just legendary in quality. It is just so fucking emotionally good. But that was just a moment. Alma's had so much great focus, so much depth and development given to her this season. Like, it's her and Ilulu who are the stars of the season 2 of Dragon Maid S. They are the standouts. While in season 1 it was without question, in terms of the dragons, Toru and Luqua, but obviously Kobayashi will always have a special place in my heart above all of them. And that still remains. But yeah, in season 1 it was Toru and Luqua who definitely, for me at least, had the highlights. And while some people might switch Luqua with Kana, it's just my opinion, man. But season 2, Dragon Maid S, like I said, all about Ilulu and Alma. There's been great stuff with the other characters, of course, but those two have shined this season. Truly shined. And the fact that, including this episode that we're reacting to today, there's only 3 more is saddening. It sucks. But there's a possibility that there could be a season 3 at some point in the future. And if that does end up happening, I would be more than welcome. I said early on in this season, I don't remember if it was episode 1 or 2 or whatnot, but I said early on in these reactions, and I stand by it. This series is a comfort series for me. Even when crazy shit happens, this series feels so homely, so comforting, so embracing. It celebrates differences. It celebrates the idea of found family and chosen family. It celebrates just humanity. And it's just continued to impress me with how, no matter how bad I might be feeling about, for whatever reason, this series can always bring me out of it. I just feel so at home watching it. And it's comforting. It's a comfort series. It makes me feel genuinely happy when I watch it. And I know it does so with so many other people as well. Just like the Owl House does for modern cartoons, this is a comfort series for modern anime. And that's so important, to have shows like this, to have media like this in general, in our current day and age where there's so much shit happening in this world. No matter who you are, there is all kinds of horrible shit going on. So to have a comfort series, to have something that can just bring you out of that and bring you into a place of joy and just true happiness is important. So I encourage everyone watching this, if you don't have a comfort series, please find one. Find a series or even something else, some other type of media, a game, a comic, just a book, music, even. Something that can bring you comfort, that you can enjoy and take in whenever you're feeling down and will just bring you to a happy place again. I implore you to please find that. It's so important to have something like that. It may seem like a small thing, but it can help you in so many ways. And you deserve, no matter who you are, you deserve to find that happiness when you're feeling down. So, yeah, I really, really support comfort shows and other media for what they do to help people. Even if not entirely the intention behind the writers and everything when they're making the series. Nonetheless, I support any series that can be that for someone. So please, like I said, if you don't have something like that, if you don't have a piece of media that is a comfort media for you, find one. It's always worth it. But serious topics aside, let's get into the episode. Let's hope for more good laughs, more good emotion, and let's see how one of the final episodes of this season goes. I still think the last two episodes are probably going to be more connected. I don't know if this one will be as well. We'll see. But if this ends as strongly as season 1 did, we have nothing to worry about. And maybe even stronger. Honestly, I believe that season 2, that Dragon Maid S, is better than season 1. Overall. Either way, let's get started. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I realized when I was making the thumbnail for this, between the reaction and these afterthoughts, that this is the first thumbnail of this season, 10 episodes in, that has had Kana on it. Kana just has not been a huge focus this season as much as she was with season 1. So I appreciate that this episode was entirely Kana focused. Like, there was no Lukua, there was no Fafnir and Takia, there was no Shota, not even Saikawa. It was so focused heavily on specifically Kana. And yeah, we got other characters. We got this new American girl, Chloe. We got Kobayashi. We got some Toru in there. But it was so heavily focused on her. And I like that. I like just an episode that we get just solely for her character, especially after how this season has had so much of pretty much everyone else. So there's 2 segments in this. The first segment is Kana's trip to America. After being like a little upset at Kobayashi for whatever reason, we don't ever actually find out why, she runs away from home and ends up flying to, well, America. Unknowingly. While there, she ends up having to assimilate to their language because she can't understand what they're saying or why they're not accepting her money. So she finds out, though, that, yeah, it's a different country. The money is different here. So the yen that she does have isn't going to work. While just kind of wandering around, she ends up saving this young girl named Chloe from these mafia goons who have kidnapped her. She and Chloe become friends, hanging out and wandering around New York. And eventually the mafia goons come and kidnap her again. Because apparently she is the daughter of this big CEO of a company in Minnesota, where she was originally kidnapped from. I don't know why they took her to New York. I don't know. We don't know all the info on it. So, but nonetheless, Kana got really upset by this and went to save her again. This time in dragon form, scaring the absolute bejesus out of those mafia goons. And well, at first also Chloe, but Chloe got used to it really quickly. She got used to seeing Kana in dragon form and just being okay with it, and they remained friends. She even Kana even gave her address so they could keep in touch, and even got a letter and stuff from her, all the way in Japan. So cool, that's awesome. There's even talk about having Chloe come and hang out in Japan at their place. Um, don't know like if that's really technically legal without a passport and shit, but I mean, Kana's a dragon. It doesn't really matter much, I guess. And Kobayashi seems to be okay with it. But either way, so after saving Chloe again, they agree to both go home and apologize for what happened and make up for things. Chloe apparently had run away from home too. She had a fight with her parents, I guess. Similar situation. So they head on their separate ways after that. And we see Kana arrive back home and we see Kobayashi sleeping at the table, having been worried about Kana. And so yeah, just a happy ending. Though we do find out Toru was watching Kana the entire time. I do really wonder if you went back and looked at all those scenes, if you could see Toru in them. In fact, let me see. I'm genuinely curious. There's one scene I remember specifically. They were at the fountain. Let me see if I can see that here. Yes, the fountain right here. Oh yeah, she's back there. 100%. Wow. It's like really in the background, so you really have to look. Like you will not see it on your first watch. But if you go back, she is there. That's really cool. I love shows that do that. Gravity Falls did that kind of thing too with Blendon Blandon, and it is the coolest thing to have stuff kind of like foreshadowed like that in the background, and it's like I love that. That is really cool. Um, I just really liked it. But the second segment of this, some like a day or two later or something like that, uh, Toru and Ilulu are off at work. So and Kobayashi's home from work, day off and all. So she and Kawana are alone and just have nothing really to do. It's a hot day out. They're both kind of bored. So they decide to go walk around. They go walk around, have fun, and just explore. They're not really doing anything, don't really have any goal in mind. They're just walking around. And that's always been like a fun idea to me. Like I've always kind of had this like desire to maybe like take a road trip at some point in my life, just go with no destination in mind, no set idea, like not even planning on like paying attention to where you're going really. Just go and just see what happens. It's just a really fun, interesting sounding idea, just to just go and live without really any specific goal or destination in mind. Obviously, I wouldn't do it alone, but still. Um, so we see those two just kind of hanging out. Kana starts counting manhole covers. They see some bugs and stuff. They stop to get some cold dessert on their way because it's so hot out. They just have fun. It's a super chill episode. Um, the only part of this episode that really just was not chill was when after Chloe got kidnapped the second time in the first segment. You see her in the warehouse, and the mafia goons are like threatening to punish her, and it's like that part bothered the shit out of me, and it should. It should bother the shit out of anyone. A little girl being in danger in that way from like mafia guys who are willing to actively hurt her. That if that doesn't bother you, you're fucked up. If that doesn't bother you, like, you need to seek help. That should bother anyone. That's excessively, horribly fucked. That kind of situation. And it's just, it bothers the shit out of me. Anytime in anything where a kid is in active danger like that bothers the shit out of me. And not like I'm not like complaining about it being written that way or anything. It's just I don't like seeing that kind of situation. It just really makes me upset. Just kids being in danger just is really, I'm not really okay with it. I'm not complaining about the writers or anything for putting that in here, or the original mangaka or whatever. That's not the issue. I'm not trying to say like they were wrong to put that in there or anything. I'm just saying it just bothers me. I don't like looking at it. I don't like seeing that kind of stuff. But that was the only part in the episode that stressed me out that much. Everything else was super chill and fun and cute. And that kind of goes in line with Kana. That's kind of her thing, really. Super chill and fun and cute. All of the segments that involve her usually go that way, with a lot of good comedy with Saikawa, of course. But that's kind of just Kana's thing. While each of the characters kind of have their own like tone to their segments, like obviously Toru's tends to be either extremely comical or extremely emotional. There's kind of like no in between. Ilulu's tends to get Lulu's is more of an actual mix of emotional and comical. Luqua's is very comical with the sexy kind of aspect to it, with just Luqua being sexy. Fafnir's is definitely comical in tone, with just the kind of relatability of anyone who's a gamer watching it. Stuff like that. It's like all these characters, you see their individual segments, and it's like they each have these specific tones and styles to them. They each have their own kind of consistency to them. Consistency. Like you see an Alma segment, there's going to be sweets of some sort. You see a Toru segment, there's going to be simping for Kobayashi, as there should. You see, you see a Luqua segment, there's going to be some sexiness. You see a Fafnir segment, there's going to be some gamer shit. It's like you expect that shit, and only very rarely does it ever really diverge from that kind of stuff. So you see Kana segments, and yeah, you expect the cutesy, fun, wholesome, calming, and relaxing kind of vibes going on. That's what you expect with a Kana segment. Yeah, again, sometimes there is the excessive comedy with Saikawa being over the top, but generally that's how it is, and I like that. So I like that this episode was pretty much all of that. Especially after how heavy the last episode was with Alma and Toru's relationship and everything. Just getting that taken care of and everything was, it was notable. And so having this episode be just very relaxing by comparison is smart, I think. So, tell me in the comments below, though, what did you think of this episode of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S? Let me know down in the comments, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.